Look out, Disney, Paramount, Skydance, and Warner Brothers? Is that P-Sky Bros? I don't know. They're merging their streaming services after the successful hostile takeover. That means Paramount Plus and Warner Brothers HBO Max coming together like Disney did with Hulu. Where does that place them? Are they the biggest kid on the block? And what's this, about 30 movies a year? We'll explain right now. Hello, folks. It's a fantastic day. Every day we get to spend time with you. Welcome back, one and all, where we heed the call for understanding entertainment. Today we're diving into just how huge Paramount Skydance Bros is and why it's putting Disney in the throes of panic. Maybe now Disney is going to be doubled in terms of theatrical outputs by this new Ellison centrist company. We'll explain. Click the like button, and here we go. Folks, we've got a merger. It's about to happen. Paramount has revealed new details about what they're going to do with Warner Brothers. Here's what we've got out of discussing film. HBO Max and Paramount Plus will be combined into one single service. We're going to come back to that in just a second. Hang tight. 15 films per studio with 45-day theatrical windows for each film. Now, what I don't know about this is, what are we calling the studios here? Like, I don't know, is Skydance a studio and Paramount is a studio and Warner Brothers? I don't know what this is. I'm assuming it's 30. I'm assuming that we're merging and we're going to say we're going to do 30 films, with 45-day theatrical windows.
If we read the new paint on the water tower, right, it says Paramount, a Skydance company.
It's difficult. Surely, Lou, they wouldn't do 45. Surely.
Why not? If they last. 45 if they're worth it. 45 if the audience keeps coming for 45.
I mean, they'll make Disney look like small potatoes if they're making 45 films for 45-day theatrical windows. I mean, they'll be everywhere.
Me, pro. You got to be careful. That's Disney's small potatoes.
True that.
Coming soon from Pixar. I don't know.
Purple potatoes. Merged company will have approximately $79 billion in debt. That's a big problem. But we'll come back to that again. $6 billion in cost cutting, including consolidating on tech infrastructure, real estate, corporate overheads, and more. No plans to sell off, to spin off any of their cable assets. Flexibility to put sports like UFC on any cable network. They're going to continue to license movies and TV shows to other studios and platforms. And this is big too. They're going with the Disney language here. AI will be a, quote, tool for artists, unquote, and everybody's an artist, but, quote, never a replacement for storytellers. So AI, they're not going to hand over AI to ritualize and, synthesize making stories, but they'll do it for everything else. But here's what I want to go to, this HBO Max and Paramount Plus combination, single service. What does that mean? Well, let's go to Nielsen to find out what that means, okay? This is the Nielsen gauge, and you can see that now streaming makes up 47% of all TV usage. The 10.3% we believe to be video games. So between streaming and video games, that's the majority of TV usage. Now, if we go over here to look at the various platforms, everything that Disney has put together is 4.9%. That's Disney Plus, that's Hulu, that's ESPN Plus, and I don't know, anything else Disney might have. And if we go down, we can see that Paramount is, everything Paramount has, right? 2.3%. That's very small compared to Disney. But they're adding in now Warner Brothers Discovery and everything they have, which I believe includes HBO Max, right? So 1.4 combined with 2.3 gets us to 3.7%. That's not even as big yet as Prime Video, but it will put this in the top 5. This will be now a top 5 player.
Well, now, one caveat to that is I saw a story today that said that approximately 25% of HBO Max's people also pay for or have Paramount Plus.
That is true. And I'll say this. So
you can reduce the amount of overlap that's going to happen.
Right. The Venn diagram has overlap. Okay, but here's the other thing about that. When Disney merged Hulu with their service, it was something like 50%. So it will be a substantial increase, but it will not get it into the ballpark quite yet with Disney Plus, with Netflix. But if they play their cards right here, if they put stuff on that matters and people are interested in, they have momentum, I think, with whatever they do. And I don't know what the new thing's going to be named. I don't know, if it's going to be 2 services under the same umbrella, but they keep HBO in name and they keep Paramount in name and all that. I don't know how it works. I don't care. I just know that now there's more competition at the top than there was before this happened. So, Wiz, I'll go to you first on this one. Your thoughts on the streaming landscape, how this shifts, how this changes, and if you got thoughts too in the box office. 45 movies. I have a hard. You think so?
Oh no, I think this whole thing is extremely fascinating. So the first and foremost, the Hulu merge with Disney, normal folks are still confused about it. They're still confused about it. There's still 2 apps on some TVs. It's a mess. What they need to do is make this so crystal clear that these are now merged. They're not available anymore. Or if you click on it, it redirects to the Amazon store. If you're using a Fire TV, you're downloading the new app. It's all got to be centralized. It's got to be so easy a caveman can do it. So I'm optimistic that that's the direction they're going in. Whether it's called Super Paramount Plus or whatever it is, they need to make this thing great. It has to be a really good app with no problems.
Oh my gosh!
You will get people.
Wiz, they need to pay you, sir. You've just come across the greatest name in the history of streaming. Super Paramount Bros.
Super Paramount Bros. That's right. Yes. Or Paramount Plus 2. You know.
do they yell Netflix bunga when they attack?
Not the Ninja Turtles. We're going with a big wahoo when they win. Yeah.
Yes. Wahoo.
I think the 15 films per studio is fascinating. That's a lot of films. And can they hit the quality on that? With the amount of money that they're spending here on acquisition, they have to deliver quality. And that's something that I don't think the Ellisons have been able to do yet. Granted, they haven't been in the hot seats for very long, so we haven't really seen what they can produce just yet. But they have to start making some pretty strong decisions. They have to start telling people to deliver. And that's something we haven't seen them do yet. So I don't know if they can hit that mark, the 45-day window thing. It's not going to matter. You could put it in there for 60 days, 80 days. It won't matter if the movies are bad. So you could, like Disney. Disney has their movies playing for quite a long time, and a lot of times people don't care to go see them because they're not good. So the theatrical window doesn't matter as much for someone like me anymore because the movies going in there aren't that great. You put in good movies, people are going to go back to theaters. However, when you look at the convenience that streaming has produced and the amount of money that like we look at the debt, you need to get people to sign up for your streaming services, and you need to do that sooner than later. So that like they got to crank out an app. It's got to be really good. And you have to market almost against being better than Disney in a way without saying you're better than Disney. So I don't know how they're going to do that, but I'm looking forward to seeing the actual marketing strategies they have.
And you have to assume they've been working on this already. I don't think this is the kind of management in the Ellisons that says, well, once the deal's done, we can start thinking about the app. They're working on it. It's in the works already.
I have a lot of doubts with the Ellisons.
Okay.
I have a lot of doubts, but I'm optimistic as you are, Lou. I am optimistic.
With the 45 that they're saying they're going to do, I guess maybe 30, maybe 45. The number of films they're planning to do theatrical releases for, is that because they know that the cost of making a movie is about to be deflated tremendously by AI, and is that why they've got that at the bottom to reassure folks this is how we're going to do it? I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out, the amount of money that would need to be spent on 45 films, unless they're looking at it and saying, you know what, the cost of special effects is nothing in a year or 2 years or whatever.
30 films, 45-day release window.
But Lauren, are you assured of that? Have you looked that up somewhere? Because what we were saying is, what if Skydance is one, Paramount's one, and Warner Brothers is one?
I think it's all going to be either Paramount or Warner's 15 each.
Okay. So 30 total.
The problem
is their goal,
they
have said.
If they're hedging the bet here that AI is going to revolutionize film and things are going to be reduced in price, the cost of creating in Hollywood is going to be reduced. The problem with that is we don't know when AI is going to be ready for theatrical run. People still feel very passionately about not seeing AI creations, though we see everything every day on Twitter coming from C-Dance and from the ByteDance company that people are interested in what AI can create, but it's still not good enough yet. So it depends, I think, on where they're planning on using the AI. But if really that's what the Ellison's plan is to use AI as leverage to reinvent the production schedules of Hollywood, oh my gosh, I can't wait to see what this world looks like after that. Hollywood and all these actors who think who they are and every other, now they got people making fun of people with Tourette's, like they lose their power. Everybody in Hollywood that thinks who they are loses all the power they have because now anybody could make something. That's the slippery slope.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting how that's going to play out.
Hey, Andy, could you put your hand out towards your cam and just bring it back slowly? Bring it back slowly. Hey, Cam, there's Andy. You see him? That's better. Now Andy, I can see clearly now, and I can also see clearly that people need to understand just what a behemoth this would be if that's how many films they put out. The Walt Disney Company last year put out a grand total of 12 theatrical releases. Captain America, Brave New World, Thunderbolts, The Fantastic Four, First Steps, Elio, Zootopia, Snow White, Lilo and Stitch, Freakier Friday, Tron Ares, The Amateur, Predator, Badlands, Avatar, Fire and Ash. I think there are some other minor theatrical releases that may have come through teeny weeny itsy bitsy studios from Disney or partnered up with Disney, but 12 from Disney proper. Andy, we're talking about easily more than double that as the goal for Paramount. They're playing with this merger to be the biggest media company. Take away the theme parks, take away the CapEx expenditures and cruise lines. That's a separate thing. Just in terms of media, they're playing to be the biggest company out there in a year.
Well, you have an audience, though. We're going into uncharted territory here where there's so many people that a younger generation who is not in love with the theater experience, who walk around with their faces glued to a screen all day and they pick out their streaming shows. And I'm wondering what damage Paramount losing Taylor Sheridan is going to do to their loyal fan base there, because he's got quite a few shows on Paramount that have very loyal followings. The 45-day window, how many people will actually go see a movie multiple times? There used to be some level of predictability to that. There used to be an audience that you could count on to go see a good movie several times. That's how Marvel made their fortune with it. Now, if the audience has changed enough and you produce that many, you could be losing an awful lot of money. I would like to see that happen. But as Lou kind of pointed out a few weeks ago, he was talking about the dearth of talent. Is there enough talent to make that many films and to have them be of any quality that people actually want to go see them?
Well, beyond that, the question is, if we talk about 2 or 3 major budgets, 2 or 3 mediums, and a couple of smalls, at what point do the smalls work better on streaming than they do in the theater? I think the audience, rightly or wrongly, has been educated to think of, rom-coms and things as being about the Hallmark Channel, not about a night at the movies. And so the lower budget, less stars, less expense, less marketing, at a certain point, it doesn't pay to put it in the theaters, as opposed to making it you should pardon the expression, a hallmark of your streaming service. So that's going to be something everybody's going to have to learn on the job, because nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Lauren, at the end of the day, Netflix did not pull this one off. And I just wonder what the cost is to Netflix. We know they're not going to have to pay for it. Then we know their investors are excited about them not winning this thing. But if Paramount Skydance Bros is now a huge competitor to Netflix and they grow to the point they're on par with them, then maybe this was misplayed by Netflix. I don't know. Do you see them as major competitors now, or is Netflix as a solely streaming service something entirely different?
Remains to be seen. If the Ellisons are successful in putting out quality movies that people want to go see, then they might become a contender. But there's a lot of ifs in that statement. We don't know. I think right now Netflix was probably wise to let this go and let their stock try and recover. But I think we're going to have to wait to see what the output of this new entity is before we can make any judgments.
Yeah. Lots of things still to be seen, folks. Lots of things still to be seen. It's obscene how big this company is going to be when it comes to IPs and brands. If the age of AI means you're making licensing royalty fees and you're raking in the cash just based on the characters you have. I'm not sure there's anybody bigger. They may have more stuff than Disney when you consider Looney Tunes and DC and Harry Potter and all this stuff that they can license out.
I would say more stuff that is immediately exploitable.
Yeah.
Disney has a whole bunch of stuff that they bought with Fox that they've done diddly squat with. And that's really, really, really been amazing to me.
You know what I'm curious about, and it's probably too late for this to happen, but everybody knows what is a big issue with Warner Brothers right now is they've got a potential gold mine there with the Harry Potter series, but they shot themselves in the foot with the controversial casting.
Yep.
And I'm wondering, is it too late for Paramount to step in before this thing airs and say, you know what, we're going to delay this a year. We're going to do some recasting. We're going to take this fellow that we cast as Severus Snape. We're going to make him Kingsley Shacklebolt and give him like a prominent piece in this and take it from there. Would that happen in anybody's reality?
All right, so theoretically, because I know Wiz is about to leap all over this. I mean, Bulldog sees pork chop. Theoretically, they could, so long as J.K. Rowling agrees to it. But pragmatically, Wizard's about to unleash the fury of a Starfleet Academy watcher who has realized that sometimes things don't go the way that we think they should. Go ahead, Wiz, rip it apart.
The Ellisons aren't going to do it. we may want them to, and we think that they should, but they're just not going to do it because they let Starfleet Academy go to air. I actually did the research on this. So Star Trek Starfleet Academy, if they were to try to buy out of the contract and pay off everybody. Now, mind you, they acquired it, and season 1 costs around $400 million for this show. But that they could get as a write-off. And then on top of that, for them to make this show go away and pay everybody off and appeal to all of the guilds and everything and do it right, it would only be around $150 million. So that means you get a $400 million write-off. You save Star Trek, which is valued at what, $10 billion in total revenue earned in lifetime, and you get to make Starfleet Academy go away. So it would only be $150 million.
Pocket
if they
change.
couldn't do that, then there's not a shot that they're gonna save this Harry Potter show. I think Harry Potter is just going to become something that repeats over and over. And I almost see this Harry Potter show as the stepping stone for Disney to redo Star Wars. If this Harry Potter show works, it shows that we could just keep repeating over and over and over major franchises. And Star Wars is next, my friends.
Look at the face of enthusiasm from Lauren Connor.
Harry Potter 2, The Wrath of Dumbledore. I don't know.
There are some things that I think even they are not stupid enough to do. It's like
I don't know, Lauren.
I mean, that is the apex.
If there was ever a hold my beer statement, that's it.
Don't tempt them with a good time. Often as we get ready to wrap these up, folks, you'll hear us say, keep learning, keep growing, keep having fun. And the reason we do it is because we appreciate you. It's true, we do. And we want you to have a good time. Thank you for giving us the great time of spending time with you. Folks, on the way out the door, consider clicking that like button, share, subscribe, click it and stick it to the algorithms. It's the notification bell, and drop a comment down below because you matter. Your thoughts matter. Who cares what the legacy corporate deadbeat media tells you? You really are important. And we're a testament to that. We wouldn't be here without folks just like you. And since we've said it, we'll say it once more. Folks, wherever you are and whatever you're doing, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.